Joining me, Coleman, deputy editor of Page Six, and we've got some big news to talk about today with the Real Housewives of New York. There's going to be a new cast member?
Yeah, or at least a new person taking part. Rebecca Minkoff, who
fashion designer.
Yeah, pretty big deal fashion designer. She's a woman. I guess she got to be well known, in the kind of mid-aughts. She was very of that kind of era, very, the Hills era. Had those huge oversized bags, and then she's launched a kind of whole range since then. But she's pretty legit. I mean, she's always shows up at New York Fashion Week. She's a pretty major. Yeah, she started filming for the Real Housewives of New York. She's currently, it's hard to say exactly. I don't think they know how big a role she's going to have, whether she's going to be like a full-on member of the Real Housewives, whether she's going to be what they call a friend of the Real Housewives, somebody who just kind of is essentially a recurring character. And it's interesting because, as Jenna Lyons, who was the kind of big name at J. Crew for a long time, she joined Real Housewives in New York a couple of seasons ago. Before that, Leah McSweeney. The Real Housewives have always liked to kind of flirt with this idea that that they're like big, in the fashion scene, and they go to fashion week parties. But what's interesting, and in those, a lot of the housewives had these like labels. I think Sonia Morgan actually did have a line for like Century 21 or something like that. But they've always been pretty like low rent brands. But as the show has got more and more kind of built into the culture, entrenched in the culture, and I think become more and more influential and what people buy, it has seemed that the actual fashion world is now kind of latching onto this show, which is very much a reversal of what it's been before. So she's we'll see how big a part she is.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Of course, the new episodes are going to be coming out soon, as they're shooting now. And we will be keeping you up to date right here at page6.com with everything you need to know about the Housewives.